Let's roll.
Alright. Well, took a, what was it, April, May, June, July, August, September, almost 6 months, kind of like a break period of basically doing my show, the Kraig show, and man, wow, a lot of things happened, between basically April and September now, and it's been a roller coaster ride. So, my name's Craig Curtis, and this is the Craig Curtis Show. I'm really happy that you guys are here today, either listening on a recorded version, either on on Spotify, YouTube, or anything like that, or watching me on stream from Twitch or actually YouTube. So I'm really happy that you guys are joining me for this episode today. And I'm just gonna basically go over the last couple months. There's been some drama between basically the Trump administration. There's some leaks earlier in the year between I think some journalists from the Atlantic, I believe, and then we go over to basically, I think that was probably March, April area, and then we went really May. I really don't think anything really happened in May. In June was basically Trump's birthday parade, but it was actually the 100th year of our military. He's throwing a parade for that, celebrating our military for that, or army. Then we go into July, which he had the 4th of July, and basically really nothing really happened in July. August, for me, biggest spring or race week. Actually, a couple weeks. Of the year for me, Knoxville National. So got the Knoxville National shirt right here. If you've never been to Knoxville Raceway, I recommend you should go to it. It's phenomenal, but probably the best track there is in the country. And then basically in September, this month right here, I'm gonna go back 2 weeks and a day. September 10th of 2025, which is probably a really hard day for a lot of Americans, either a Republican or a Democrat. When someone basically gunned down Charlie Kirk, who a lot of people, including myself, looked up to, who watches debates, who watches or listens to his podcast. I really didn't listen to his podcast. I usually just listen to his debates against college students, and it was really hard to think about why would someone gun him down of an opinion. And I mean, it's the world we live in, sadly. There's a lot of evil in this world, and one thing I want to do is show the evil, so then we can hopefully cure the evil, and we can make the United States of America and the whole world a safer place for all of us to live in. So and I guess really first off, I just want to address one issue here, and yes, I'm going to go on my phone here because I think this is pretty interesting here. What happened to me, I want to say that's the Sunday after Charlie Kirk's assassination. So, I'm not going to say the name of the person who basically I had beef on X with. But anyways, I will read you the quotes, what he said basically. So, I'm going to give you some context real quick on that Saturday night before Sunday. NASCAR was racing at Bristol. Christopher Bell won a very bad race, and basically he did his win to Charlie Kirk. And for me, that's awesome. Charlie Kirk was a husband, a brother, or should I say a sibling. He was someone's parent, and someone's and I mean, he had a wife, 2 kids, and basically, I think that was really cool that Christopher Bell basically honored him in this win at Bristol. Anyways, this person said, "F you, Christopher Bell. I do not think Charlie Kirk deserved to die, but dedicating a win to someone who dedicated his life to hating anyone different from him is bleeping shameful." And one thing about Charlie, and a lot of people know about this, including some who are listening to this podcast, is that Charlie Kirk really never hated anyone. He didn't like how you live your life, or should I say your lifestyle. And, I agree with him, 100%. You don't want to hate on the person, but just don't like the opinion, or don't like the lifestyle. I mean, he's not going to force you to do anything. He's not going to basically grab you by the arm and say, "Here, read the Bible." And I mean, and some of the stuff he says, and I'm going to read some of the stuff that this person says, but anyways, my response is this, and quote, "Let's be clear, Shirley never hated anyone. He just didn't like your lifestyle. Plus saying F Bell shows how mature you are about someone who was thinking about a father and a husband that died." And I should have said assassinated, because I think that would hit a little bit harder. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to describe. I don't know how we get so much hatred in this country, and I'll talk about that later on in this podcast, or this episode, should I say. But yeah, and it's just really sad that grown men, or basically young men, including myself, I sometimes do it, but not a lot, get childish. They basically throw out cuss words and all that stuff, and it just basically shows how immature you are as a person. So, and before we get into what he said, yes, I was following this guy. He was a NASCAR fan, I think he was a NASCAR fan, and I didn't respect him, but I mean, I just want to see what he says and all that. So, this is his response to my post. He called the Civil Rights Act a huge mistake, which was true. And play trans people should be lynched. That's not true. And said gay people being stoned to death is God's perfect law. And that is a lie. And I mean, that's just a lie. And then to hit the hammer on the nail, or I should say on the wood, because you completely missed, you can go F yourself too. And he says, "Why the H do you follow me?" Well, like I said earlier, it's because I thought you were a cool NASCAR fan, and I want to see more of your posts. But I mean, it shows you that politics, and politics care. I really deeply care about politics and what's going on in Washington D.C. as next. But saying to go F myself because of a statement that is true, and then saying a truth into lies, and go F myself. I mean, that just shows how mature you are. Honestly, I think your parents should let you stay at that daycare for a little bit more longer, so you can mature up a little bit more and be like us adults, where we don't have to say cuss words, or we can talk properly about subjects instead of basically pointing fingers and stuff like that. And, I'm going to be pointing fingers as well, because I mean, I want the people who are doing this damage to be consequences for their actions. Either that is in words or in actions. So anyways, let's get into it. So, last night, or yesterday this morning, probably like around 6 in the morning, in Dallas, there was an ice shooting, not ice shooting, but someone was on the rooftop in Dallas shooting at a ice building. even though ISIS is basically people who find illegal aliens and deport them back to where they came from. And to be honest, I 100% support this. The reason is because I want my country to be safe. I want my country to basically feel like a privilege to live in. I'm honored to be born and raised here in the United States of America. You know, I'm very happy to be able to talk to you guys and express my First Amendment, freedom of speech. And we just take it for granted. And good example is these illegal aliens. I mean, I know there's going to be people bashing me in my emails, but I'll show you my email later on. But I mean, we need to prioritize ourselves as Americans first and worry about illegal aliens or illegal aliens. I mean, I'm just going to call them by that. And so let's get the facts on about this Dallas shooting at ICE building. So, 2 are in critical condition and 1 has died from his injuries. No ICE agents were shot or killed or shot, and that is honestly good. But it's also not good that we have 2 people killed, and 1 person killed, 2 in critical condition. And the killer killed himself, obviously. I mean, face the music sometimes, man. I mean, and then and more about the shooter. He was a 29-year-old guy, a kid, or not a guy. Not a kid. He's a guy. And on the bullets, he had anti-ICE messages on the bullets. So. That's all the facts for this, and let's talk about this. Let's debate about this, really. Do I agree with ICE on what they're doing, how they're basically getting people out of this country? No, obviously, I'm like anyone else. I don't agree with everything. But I do agree that we should get America safer. And if that's the way we could get our country safer, then I'll agree with that. So, that being said, I think in Omaha we have the meat packing plant, I believe, or some like some meat packing or something. We had a ICE squad basically go into the building and get all the illegal aliens out and deport them back into their home countries. And I think that was the same week where or the same day, should I say, where I was going to Raceway for High Limit, Kabul High Limit Series, racing, and the same week as Knoxville. So, yeah, and I mean, I just don't get how people process things, you know. I guess, in my opinion, I'm glad that I follow the Republican Party more than the Democrat Party, because Republicans, like most of these senators, congressmen, and our president really don't advocate for violence against each other for different political opinions or any violence against officials or like United States policemen, ICE agents, FBI, CIA, and all that good stuff. The reason is because we know, like, everyone has a family. They have a mom, they have a dad, they have a sister, they have a brother. Some people have a wife, some people have a husband, and most of them have kids. And it makes me tear up when anytime someone gets killed on both sides, or really not tear up, but hits me in the heart where someone gets killed because of what they're doing as a job or their political opinion, and that's not right for this country at all. And I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk's assassination too now, since this is kind of the same thing, political violence. And I just want to ask, and it's a very difficult question, but how do we get to this point in this time? People say Donald Trump, he divides us. Then people like me say, how about Barack Obama? I mean, there's a lot of good answers to that question. But we're not fixing the problem, are we? It seems like we're dividing more and more and more when time continues going on. And when we get to a point where basically we hate each other, for our opinions, then basically there's going to be violence, there's going to be shootings, there's going to be killings. And my favorite Charlie Kirk quote that's still in my head is that when the talking stops, the violence begins, basically. And it's just both of these situations are bad. They're political violence, and they should never happen. And one thing I want to look at is basically the leaders, the Democrat leaders, especially governors, mayors, senators, congressmen, everyone. Because us, the American people, look up to you. You guys set the example on how we should go on with things in our daily life. So, for example, let's say you say something like, in the words of, let's basically shoot down this person because, or actually not shoot down, but let's take down this person who we strongly disagree with, and we hate him or her, hate them. And someone with a mentally disturbed mind gets a hold of a gun and goes up to a building, or basically going up in the street, pulls out the gun and starts shooting him. And the Democrats are saying, well, that's gun violence. We should basically put more regulations on to make it harder to buy a gun. But with that, why don't we think about the person themselves instead of the gun? Because, I mean, there's Democrats out there too saying it's all the guns. I mean, the guns kill people, but people kill people. The guns don't kill people. I mean, let's say I have a gun here. I have a gun right here. I'm going to use this Coke can as an example. You guys can see it. But if my hand's on my leg and I'm looking at it, it's not doing anything, right? Just standing there with a grin on it because I got a green sign. But if I grab it, here it is. I'm holding it. Now, what I do next with it is up to me. I can throw it at this monitor right now, or I can sit it back down and let it be an object. And Democrats would say that if this can killed someone, or if I use this can to kill someone, they won't blame me. They would blame the can, because that's an object I killed someone with. And yes, and yeah, it might sound stupid, but yeah, that is true. I mean, that's how most of the Democrats think. It's not because of how, or like your mental, where you are mentally. It's about how you do things. So, anyways, yes, Democrats are going to be blaming this on guns, gun control, but we need to make it harder for basically mentally unstable people we need to make it harder for them to get guns. Either we put them in a gun safe, and then we don't tell our kids or our parents the gun safe code, or we just don't own guns at all. I mean, that could be one thing. I mean, I don't own a gun. My mom and dad own guns, but I don't need to know the code because, I mean, why? So anyways, back to the main subject. About basically blaming this on politicians. So, like I said earlier, basically, we would look up to them. If they say something to us, and then if someone has a messed up mind, they'll do that action. And then, every time on social media, they would go to basically their X account, Facebook account, and say, we do not support political violence. Every single time. And, you know, I know like a couple Minnesota officials got assassinated earlier this year in Minnesota. But besides that, it's all been Republicans or conservatives, should I say. It's not political violence. It's basically violence against freedom of speech. Violence against people who have different opinions. And that kind of hurts me as a conservative because, you know, everyone has a chance, should have a choice to speak up and basically tell the truth, debate, and talk to each other. But there are people like the 20-year-old Charlie Kirk assassin or the 29-year-old killer who killed killed one person and two are critically injured. People like them really don't give F's about your opinion. They just hate you because they see hate in you for some reason. And like Charlie, I'm going to use him as an example. He never hated anyone. He just seemed like a lifestyle. And I'm gonna go back to the I think it was not Minnesota, but Minnesota Catholic school shooting where I think three kids died sadly, and basically it was a trans shooter who was basically shooting at these kids, and Democrats were saying, stop blaming trans people, but we have history of basically trans people basically going into church schools and shooting them up. I believe there was one last year, I think I can't remember where, it could be Tennessee. I know there was a shooting in Tennessee. National Tennessee. I might be wrong on that. And if I'm wrong, then I'll apologize. In the next episode, but basically, and you know, I really don't care if you're trans or not, but I mean, when you are filled with hatred because of someone's opinion, like basically, if you hate me about my opinion on transgender people, or hate me on immigrants or legal eyes, and then you want to kill me. I mean, try. I mean, go ahead. But don't really. Don't kill me. Don't kill anyone. But we have this violence in this country, and it's because basically our political leaders. So how do we change that? How do we change that landscape of removing those in power so we can get fresh faces in? For example, Senator Warren. She's been in office for 3 decades, longer than I've been alive. It's time for her to get out of the seat. Chuck Schumer. He's been in office for a long time. I think for 3 decades as well. it's time for him to get out of there. We need to basically get all these radical people out of our office or our public offices and bring in new fresh faces who want to work with each other, Democrats and Republicans, and also spread this message saying, hey, it's not okay to shoot up an ICE building in Dallas, Texas, or it's not okay to kill a political activist who is only speaking his opinion. And hopefully to get to the right people in the right time, so we don't have to deal with what we had to deal with yesterday and what we had to deal with 2 weeks ago with Charlie Kirk's assassination. My final thing with this is that I'll give you more updates on Tuesday about the situation as we get more details out. So, going on to my second subject here, I think a lot of people know about this. Jimmy Kimmel. So, let's recap the whole week for good old Jimmy Kimmel on ABC. I can't remember what day it was, but he got suspended on ABC, I believe on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, for these comments right here. End quote from Jimmy Kimmel. The Gamma Gay desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. End quote. And he gets suspended for that comment right there, which I totally agree with, because number one, that is a blatantly lie. Because by the time of last Tuesday, people knew that he was a Democrat. His parents said that the last couple of years he's been a little bit more Democrat than Republican, or should I say political. And basically, I think there was a discussion earlier that week between the kid and his parents about basically Charlie Kirk coming to Utah, and basically his dad said don't go because I mean if you don't like him you don't have to go. And so all this what Jimmy Kimmel said was a lie. Then the biggest issue with this now, after the suspension, should I say, of Jimmy Kimmel was the backlash from the Democrat Party saying, oh, this is a First Amendment right, oh, this is censorship, and basically cancer culture. And, you know, and since some of them are saying cancer culture, that opens a whole can of worms to talk about. So, I know this is on YouTube, I know YouTube changed a little bit, but I remember in like the last couple days, if you guys don't know, playing like a really good 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. KFV radio show, and they're nationwide as well. They said that they had opinions on the COVID vaccine and how basically like it's really nothing. I mean, actually, basically they were saying that like Democrats are saying that basically if you get the COVID vaccine, basically you don't get COVID ever, or ever again, should I say. And Clay Travis and Buck Sexton basically said no. I mean, you'll get COVID. And basically they're pointing out masks and all this. And basically they were right on everything about that. But YouTube and basically the Biden administration, YouTube admitted this week that the Biden administration told YouTube to basically take down content that are radicalizing, or not radicalizing, but talking bad about the COVID vaccine. And basically they took it down, and that was part of cancer culture. And basically now we have Jimmy Kimmel, who basically blatantly lied about Charlie Kirk's assassin, and we got Democrats who are saying this is freedom of speech. He just stated an opinion, and this is not opinion. This is a lie. A lot of people don't get this. It's just, and I really don't understand why people don't get this, because it says here, like, I'll read it to you again. The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than their of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. Okay, so what political points are we trying to score with the assassination of one of our own? What political points are we trying to score here? I mean, this is baffling. I mean, it's baffling, and I really support ABC and all of everyone who is behind Jim Kimmel to suspend him and make him think a couple days on what he said. And here's the thing, and me as a person, I give people second chances, and one good example of that is basically, a lot of you don't see this, but right here I got Kyle Larson's poster. If you guys know what happened in 2020 with Kyle Larson, he got suspended from NASCAR in April and raced on dirt. And I got that car right there. And again, you guys don't see it, I see it, but I said I'm willing to give Kyle a second chance at racing life, because at heart he's a good person, and he really cared about his fans, and he really cared about the sport in general, and that second chance was the best chance that he had in NASCAR. Cup Series champion, big-time national champion, and all in all, and it's really cool. So, with Jimmy Kimmel and lying about what he said, I thought, okay, like, does he deserve a second chance? And in my honest opinion, I said yes. I said yes. Jimmy Kimmel deserved that second chance on being aired on ABC. Because sometimes we get defensive on truths, and we try to make something up, but it backfires on us. And sometimes it costs us our job, it costs us family members, friends, and with me, I said, I didn't, and Mom and Dad and myself talked about this, and it's like, well, I don't like him, I'm not going to be watching him, but he has a family, and usually on Tuesday nights, me and some family members eat out, and we talk about politics, and they said that, like, it's freedom of speech, and I'm like, no, really, it's a lie, but, that night, kind of thought about, does he deserve a second chance? And I said, yeah, he deserves a second chance, and I'm glad on Tuesday night he was able to get that chance, and this is, and I picked one of his quotes from his monologue that night, and here it is, quote, it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there was anything funny about it, and that's true about it. I mean, a young man with a family, a wife, two children, and basically, in my mind, Jim Kimmel was trying to score political points for the Democrats, basically saying that MAGA people, if you don't like basically something like really like fascism, basically, saying that like a very hardcore Republican killed Charlie Kirk because he wasn't hard enough, and that's not true. That's not true. But I believe Jim McConnell was trying to score those political points on that because he knows that right now the Republicans have all the momentum in the world to basically go into next election cycle and midterm, should I say, and basically get almost every seat. And with this assassination, people are now saying, "Oh wow! I mean, I never thought about this party basically promoting violence." And Jimmy sees that. He supports the Democrat Party, and he was trying to basically backfire. Or not trying to backfire, but it did backfire. But he was trying to defend and try to lie about it. And to this day, that lie is costing him viewers. And the only views he could get right now is the ones on the ABC stations that are allowing his show to air. So, yeah. I guess my thing about this is that don't lie. Don't ever lie. If you're trying to score political points off of someone murdering and blame it on the aisle across from you that was actually the person on your aisle, and I'm going to do this if it's any Republican who murders anyone, could edit it, tell your viewers to basically not do that. Don't kill anyone. Don't promote violence. Don't wish death upon anyone. And just basically try to, in your head, I mean, like, try to basically debate them in your head, and basically find an agreement that you guys will get. And I mean, it's in your head, it's not in person, but I mean, that's probably the best thing you could do. And yeah. So yeah, and I mean, that's the two subjects we got to talk about tonight. So before I let go of this, I just want to promote this. So after recording this and streaming this episode will go down into Spotify, YouTube, and any of the other podcast platforms, and it will be available to all of you in a matter of seconds or minutes, depending on how long it takes. And depending on how long it takes, and I want to hear your guys' opinions. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the show. And I really don't care if you guys are basically trying to tell me on how I can do a better job at being a podcaster, or tell me that I'm a Nazi or a fascist. I really don't care. Honestly, I'll read them all to you guys. Or I'll read them all. Not to you guys, but I'll just read them on my phone. My email, and I'll have it down in the description on every episode. It is Kraig Curtis, KRAIG CURTIS, and the only reason I'm spelling it is because most Craigs are spelled with a C, not a K. So again, KRAIG CURTIS show 2025 at gmail.com. Again, that is Kraig Curtis show 2025 at gmail.com. You could email me anytime, anywhere, and I'll read it. And I'll get back to you. If you want to debate, or basically compliment, or you want to insult me, I really don't care. And then I'm on X most of the time, so you can at me at Curtis Kraig 10. Again, that's Curtis Kraig 10. CURTIS KRAIG 10. And then on Facebook, we have the official, or I have the official Kraig Show Facebook page up and running right now. So tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning, anytime I wake up, I'll be working on basically selecting quotes that I feel like would be best for this episode, and basically putting it on Facebook, and basically putting a link to any platform so you guys could listen to. So that being said, I'm going to end the episode here tonight. Thank you guys for listening so much. And again, my podcasting schedule right now is every Tuesday and every Thursday. And this time I'll keep it consistent because I remember there's a stretch last year where I missed a couple days, and I want to be better at being consistent and basically being here for you guys, so you guys have a voice that you can listen to. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and follow me on X and follow me on Facebook at the Kraig Show, and then email me anytime you were with the Kraig Show 2025@gmail.com. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. We'll discuss a little bit more about the Dallas shooting. We'll learn a little bit more about that, and then of course it's a news cycle. There's going to be a lot more news about everything, anything around the world right now. Trump is hosting UN in New York right now. Yeah, they meeting with Turkey. We'll probably talk about that later on Tuesday. But yeah, thank you guys so much again, and